Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Sam. Welcome back to the Jank Drawer. Like I said in the posts, I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so I can't necessarily stream during our normal times. I might try and figure something out while I'm out on vacation, but in the meantime, I still want to have something ready for our weekly upload next Monday, and recording goes easier for me when it's in this live streamed format. Is kind of what I've been working, and so it's been more of a, as I've been working on what this content production is going to look like, it's going to be a lot more of trying to figure out how to do this more frequently so that I can continue having something that's going to come out every Monday. Maybe even some more stuff that I can do that takes very little amount of time to compile and put together, whether that's more actual plays of this or different career modes of Football Manager or all that, because the other content that I've done, such as the Behind the Cardboard Curtain or the other unnamed projects that I'm working on, just take a lot more time to actually get out, both in the editing and in the writing and in the filming, that we're trying to maintain some level of consistency in output here, while also maintaining the ability to make higher end content on the back end of it. Evan Nilsson's back. Let's go. But recapping what went down last time, we had an amazing turnout against Man City, as well as some good turnouts in the league prior to that. Let's try and find... Yeah. last time we were on here, we had just won our Fulham game. We played our match against Crystal Palace. That was a unsuccessful draw. Then we had a really late winner from Gannon Doak, who's become kind of just the all-star of this team in the past several matches. And then another Gannon Doak, and then two absolute worldies from Richardson in the Cup away against Derby. And then we ended with just a masterclass from Ben Gannon Doak, with accompanying goals from Alex Scott and Justin Kluivert. In our 4-0 dismantling of Man City up in Manchester. Speaking of, I'm going to try something else out here in preferences. Like that one the best. Up our graphics quality just a little bit and see if we can continue having the same output that we wanted with that. That being said, Ben Gannon Doak has become definitely one of our key players in our season so far. And it's just kind of not close. If we go into general info, selection info, look at it, he's now our leading scorer. He has 8 goal involvements across his 3 starting appearances. Evan Nielsen is our next highest scorer with 4, and then Alex Scott. And Antoine Semenyo has 6 goal involvements so far, which is 3rd most on the team, behind Gannon Doak and Alex Scott. But isn't setting the world on fire like we expect him to be. In fact, our 3 best players by average rating are Gannon Doak, Alex Freeman, and Justin Kluivert in that order, which has been kind of eye-opening. But speaking of, we're going to still try and fill out the last of our recruitment analysts. We can stop getting the emails saying, you have vacancies in your only good, competent. Also only good, competent. He's good, average, competent, so even worse. Hayden Wedding is good, average, competent. Well, more as much as you are telling everyone you want the job. You seem to be the best person to have it. That being said, let's go. Ooh, top loan performer is Ashley Clark, 20-year-old forward. He's a young prospect. Ben Gannon Doak was in the Premier League Team of the Week, as he should be. Love that for us. Of course. And then we go into training, and our two best players, Clivert and Doak, both get injured. Luckily, they're only out for a couple of days. Danny Dixon needs a loan move, so he's already out on loan. Who else? We get results from. Okay. Next big match is up against Aston Villa. Without Daniel Mullen. Jadon Sancho is balling out for them though, and so is Morgan Rogers. Interesting. Jadon Sancho looking like prime Borussia Dortmund Jadon Sancho, it would seem like. Development device. What do you have to show us? Doing better, setback by injury, progressing well in training. Scott could become better than Justin Kluivert, and Gannon Doak could become better than Justin Kluivert. So our next 5 fixtures, we've got Villa, West Ham, Sunderland, Everton, and Chelsea. Kluivert left out again by the Netherlands. I'm not surprised, mainly just because he is constantly injured. Gannon Doak should be in Scotland reckoning, though, every single time. Welcome to the club, Joe Moore. Okay. Tyler Adams and Alex Freeman. There we go. Training. Alex Scott continuing to impress. And Gannon Doak also continuing to impress. Amir Richardson really coming into his own. 23-year-old Moroccan giant. We're getting some good increases in a lot of these places that we like to see them. Balance of stamina, decision making, first touch going up is good. Passing of 14 not changing is fine, but marking and tackling going up are good. His off the ball going up to 13 is huge. James Hill doing well. He has shoots from distance, but don't know how I like that. He dictates the tempo. Didn't even realize that. Hate that. Antoine Semenyo. Alex Jimenez. Marco Senesi. Lewis Cook. Adrian Trudeau. David Brooks. Jordi Petrovic, Tyler Adams, Bafode Diakite, Alex Freeman, Kluivert, Damanagalo, Evan Nielsen, the end of our praise train, and then everyone else is doing pretty good. Now we have a Man City Liverpool matchup this week. Are Spurs still top? No, they're not. They're third. Arsenal is top. Liverpool is second. Villa, they want us to play Semenyo and Evan Nilsson. I don't hate either of those ideas. Ben Gannon-Doak has done enough, though, that we need to be putting him in this team, which might mean that we reconfigure what our team looks like so that we can play Semenyo, Doak, and Kluivert. And, like, honestly, the best way to do that is not having Evan Nielsen, but Evan Nielsen's also very good at specifically the job Evan Nielsen does. Silva, Man City bounced back. They beat Liverpool. Avi Simmons doing much better in our approximation of the Premier League than he is doing in the real Premier League this year. Okay, so the thing is we've got like 5 players that need to fit in these 3 positions, as well as some very good players in these positions. So really where it all falls apart is that we just need more players than we have slots, because we also really want Gannon-Doak to be playing as much as possible. Speaking of, where is Gannon-Doak? Oh, he's on there. Okay, so we're going to put Evan Nielsen up there. We're going to put Semenyo here. Now, Ben Gannon-Doak can only play left or right side. So if we put him left, though, he's not as good as if we put him right. And then Scott, if we replace him with Kluivert, this is another configuration we could use. Not the configuration we're going to use, because our still best configuration is doing it this way. But it does mean that Gannon-Doak needs to be one of our many subs, and he probably comes on for Adli. Freeman is not fully fit, which is why they have Jimenez out there, but I'd rather have Jimenez as our bench option, just because Jimenez can go in for Freeman or Adrien Truffert, because Adam Smith is still not back for another 3 days, Bevan's not back, Dennis is out for 2 months with his broken arm. I don't hate this. Richardson, let's have you. instead of Christie. Oh, Aston Villa has picked up Victor Lindelof. Let's go put on a show, boys. We're riding high off of our 4-0 destruction of Manchester City in Manchester. Now we're down here in Aston Villa's territory. Okay, we're watching this quality for a minute on the stream to make sure that it's still actually watchable. If not, we can drop it down to low, or we can drop it all the way down to very low again if we really have to. It is just a little jittery. Try low. And let's see if this is a little bit smoother. Oh yeah, already smoother. We'll just mess with this. Okay. Freeman already shutting down Sancho early in this game. Semenyo, there he is. That's the Antoine Semenyo we want. Just relentlessly beating his man over and over again. Oh, Cook. Low-driven shot. Semenyo picks back up. Cook leaves it for Adams. Adams off the post. Evan Nielsen was offsides, though. Okay. Andre Onana. Adams back to Cook, back to Adams. Lindelof coming charging forward, though. Petrovic is able to get that out. Ooh. Penalty. Come on, ref. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Give it to us. Give it to us. Give it to us. Of course it was in the box. Come on, ref. No. Come on. Into Cook. Low-driven shot, and it's in! Cook just hits it low and hard, and it just gets past everybody, including Martinez. Just from forever out. In the defense of Emiliano Martinez, who needs no defending, there were a lot of people in the way of that shot, But that was a remarkable 30-yard strike from Lewis Cook to just absolutely undo him in the goal. Okay, got to keep this out from Elliott here. Service in directly to Alex Freeman, who just gets rid of it. There we go, Alex. That's what we want to see. Move that over there. I've been thinking about that for a while. I think it looks better in that bottom right. It's less in the way when we're trying to look at things. It's not trying to get over the tactics instructions are balanced up there. McGinn's able to get there. Rufair, let's work this back up. Vanessa, no, okay. Clivert finds Trufair. Trufair back to Adams. Adams back to Trufair. Slowly working it up. The kind of good possession-based soccer we want to be playing. Freeman out in wide spaces. Ooh, that was a good shot from Freeman. No wonder Martinez couldn't do anything other than just try to stop it. Freeman even first to that ball on the throw-in or corner. Diakite finds Trufair. Trufair finds Adams. Adams can't find Semenyo though. Gets cut out by Luca Digne. There we go, Adams winning it back again. Here's begin. Trufair, I want you to do a little bit better with those. Sparkly gets it into Luca Digne. Oh, Jordy Petrovic coming up huge there, saving us from that insane Luca Digne shot from 30 yards out. Oh, jeez. Misjudged of the flight. We are getting pretty lucky. Villa definitely has been the aggressor in this game. This is much more in the line of the game that we just played against City, where we are ahead, but we feel like we're playing on the back foot the entire time. That goes a long way to help, though, with Freeman just absolutely rocking. But we're not winning the second balls, so like we just turned it over there for no reason. Good clearance from both of my center backs going for that cross in, but now we're giving up another cross in from a corner. Alex Freeman, though, putting on a clinic. Alex Freeman is still the person pressing that ball. That's my right back that was pressing the back line. Trufair could learn a thing or two. Oh, Petrovic. Great save on that Ollie Watkins hit. There we go. We've got it into the box. We win the second ball. Scott, back to Adams. Cook. Can he cook him again? No. Can't keep it down this time. But he tried it again. Another just absolute 30-yard screamer. James McGinn plays it out to Jadon Sancho. Freeman gets absolutely cooked. Well, at least Sancho is not playing like Borussia Dortmund or apparently Aston Villa in this simulation Sancho, and is playing much more like Manchester United Sancho that was largely useless. Diakite into Senesi. Truffert. Count Kluivert. What can Kluivert find to do with this? Count Truffert on the outlet. He can't find Kluivert with the return pass. Okay, Antoine Semenyo, what can you do with it? He found Evan Nielsen. Evan Nielsen tries the shot. Interesting. That was certainly a choice. Martinez gets there first. Jadon Sancho. Out to Ross Barkley. Lewis Cook, there we go. Make him force it all the way back out to Lindelof. Justin Kluivert. Evan Nielsen's on. He gets in behind. He beats his man. Oh, Evan Nielsen, keep that down. What was that? He did so well up until it mattered the most, and then he just absolutely skied that. It wasn't anywhere even close. Gdynia. Wow, Victor Lindelof leading the line for Aston Villa. Evan Nielsen once again in behind the defense. This time he's not alone though, he has help. Doesn't need it. Oh, but he can't keep him down. We are countering really well though, which is kind of what I want to do. Oh, Alex Freeman, putting on the clinic again. Alex Freeman's world, we're all just living in it. Semenyo finds Cook. Semenyo finds Scott. Scott, what was that shot? We don't need to shoot from there. Especially if we're going to shoot that poorly. Once again, we find Alex Freeman in the wide spaces. Crosses it in. Can't get it past Tyrone Mings. But we win the first ball and the second ball this time. Got Semenyo, Cook, Adams. Back to Cook. Truffert now in the wide spaces. He finds Kluivert, Truffert, Cook. Cook can't keep it down. Okay. We definitely don't have as much of the possession as the Villa side does, and the numbers don't back us, but I don't feel like we are really in any danger. Edwin Truffert did not need to do that. He did cut out the pass, and then after he'd cut out the pass, just kick James McGinn in the chin, which is not necessary. But yeah, we have more shots. Our shots are not on target. Our XG is abysmal. But, like, at no point do I feel like we've necessarily been in any real danger. The fact that Victor Lindelof playing at right back for them has been their best player is really something. Go keep putting on a show. Freeman and Kluivert we should be able to get a little bit more out of, but don't really think we need to. So let's just make an early switch for them. Jimenez can come on, and then Kluivert. Kluivert, I would normally replace with Tavernier, but because of the absolute insane form Gannon Doak has been, I think we bring on Gannon Doak and swap Gannon Doak and Semenyo? No, we'll keep them the way they are. And let's try that. Evan Nielsen picking pockets. Evan Nielsen, integral part of our build-up. Trufer and Gannon Doak just combining so well along the sideline, and then just cannons that off of the defender for a corner. I'm not going to tell Evan Nielsen to shoot less often. Evan Nielsen's the guy we want shooting the most often. He's our striker. He's the best shooter on our team. Tyler Adams to Evan Nielsen. Alex Jimenez. Oh, Jimenez in acres of space out wide. Cuts it back, finds Semenyo. Adams. Oh, Adams, keep that down. That was it. That's the move. That's what we're trying to do here. Scott finds Semenyo again. Jimenez also finds Semenyo again. Scott. I like the idea in Devin Nielsen. That was just some good defending from them. Ben Gannon Doak. Oof, corner again. We're moving it really well to start the second half. Adams and Trufer might have to be our next subs off. Means we'll bring on Hill to play right back and swap Jimenez and Trufer. Watkins gets just undone by Alex Jimenez. Great tackle. Perfect tackle. Okay. Lindelof to Konsa. Konsa up to Martinez. Okay, there we go. Win it back high. Alex Scott gets undone by Andre Onana. James McGinn runs through Adrien Trufer, and somehow that's Trufer's fault. We've got kind of all the outlets here, other than back, blocked pretty well, so not a threat there. Victor Lindelof, Ezra Konsa. Digne passes it just straight to Scott. There you go, Trufer. Way to provide an outlet. Trufer puts it in the middle. You know, if all we can hope for is that Tyrone Mings gets there and puts it out for a corner, I'm honestly not that afraid of that. Oh, Gannon Doak, there it is. He continues his goal-scoring form. It's another goal for Gannon Doak. He just cannot be kept away. Brilliant set-piece delivery into the area. Andre Onana can only clear it so far as Ben Gannon Doak. One touch, takes it past his defender. And then, honestly, a crazy deflection on that one off of Tyrone Mings to put it in the back. But Gannon Doak, he cannot be denied. think we'll go down to E at this point, just because I want to make some more progress in the save and get to that, but it is also very much at this point. Oh, barely keeping him out. We liked the comprehensive because it let us see if we were working. I now have a very high confidence in our team and its ability to carry out what we're asking them to do, so I don't feel like we need to be on comprehensive anymore. And this allows us to get through more of the season in each of these sessions than just playing maybe through 2 weeks of a season at a time, like we are currently doing. Antoine Semenyo, top of the box. Ooh, inches of scoring. That was a good strike. That's what we want Semenyo to be doing, though. That's his position. We want him to be right here. We want him to just be wide open and cracking him in at the goal every time. While we're talking about it, though, let's start making some changes. Adams, we're going to replace with Richardson. Rufer, we're going to replace with Jimenez. And then we're going to replace with James Hill, and then Evan Nielsen, who's just coming back from injury, can get replaced by Enes Unal. Okay. We just scored again. Ben Doak with a brace. The man is unstoppable, to the point where it's like, yes, we have probably by the numbers, theoretically, better players that we could be playing ahead of him, aka Justin Kluivert, Antoine Semenyo, but Gannon Doak cannot be stopped, and there has to be something to be said for just the insane form that this young man finds himself in. It is just ridiculous. And here we go again. Long ball up to Gannon Doak. Okay, not so good from him that time. Ollie Watkins, can we keep him out? Guisson, offsides, we'll take it. First real threatening Aston Villa attack comes. Here we go. In the 92nd minute of a 93-minute game. We do just enough here. Diakite takes just one step up and Guisson does not. And that's good enough to keep them out. Preserve our clean sheet. Ben Gannon Doak, stand up, take a bow. It's another brace for Gannon Doak. That sees us in our live table move up to 6th. We're now 2 points behind Europe. Chelsea on 21 points, Liverpool on 21 points, and Man City on 21 points. Ollie Watkins had an abysmal game. Sancho did not do well. Lindelof still their best player. Ben Gannon Doak off the bench, 2 goals. Ben Gannon Doak take a bow. That was fantastic, everybody. Ben Gannon Doak. We have just paid Liverpool $675,000 as part of the transfer after he scored his 5th goal, but also totally worth it. Because Ben Gannon Doak been incredible. Liverpool youth product goes to Middlesbrough on loan. Explodes his knee. recovers, comes back. Jeez, just again his career at Celtic, making total 2 league appearances, did not last long. He joined Liverpool. He also spent time at loan at Middlesbrough. Yeah. Such a good player. He's now viewed as a wonder kid too, which is hilarious because he wasn't when we started this. Homegrown in England, no homegrown clubs, active work permit. Gannon Doak, just excellent. He has 6 goals in the last 5 games and 1 assist in the last 5 games. And if we go back to our fixture schedule, he has scored in every game since our Nottingham Forest. He scored in 4 of the last 5 games. Scored against Forest, scored against Derby, scored twice against Man City, and he got a brace against Villa. And now we're going to play home against West Ham. And Ben Gannon-Doak is Player of the Week. Insane. Crystal Palace beat Brighton. That's a big game. Ruben Amorim fired by Manchester United on the 11th. Well, on the 8th. Fabian Hertzler was who they tried to get to take the Man United position? Insane. Ben Gannon-Doak, Player of the Week. Ben Gannon-Doak, stand up and take a bow. You've played. He was named in the Team of the Week for 2 weeks in a row. Gannon-Doak. Last time it was Gannon-Doak on the right. Now it's Gannon-Doak from the left. Playing time changes. Okay. Gannon-Doak has increased injury risk. Development advice. Lewis Cook, yeah, I would say your recent forms are good. Okay, don't like that. Gannon-Doak, you have been excellent. You have been absolutely unhinged with how good you have been, and therefore we are going to praise the heck out of you. Staffing advice. Thiago Pinto. Tom Chilton accepted offer at Ipswich and not us. Doesn't he know we're going somewhere and Ipswich is not? Think of your career, Chilton. Big Ange going to Manchester United? Let's go. Disappointing collapse from the Leicester City Foxes today. 3-0 loss to Southampton, and a red card to our starting left back. I'll loan Crampton out. Okay, we've got some insane 10.0 from Alex Scott in training. Let's go. Ben Ganondorf, not to be left too far behind with a 9.6. James Hill, also doing well. We've got some great young talent. Anton Semenyo still training well. He's not doing great in games, but hopefully he'll find his form and we'll find a way to use him correctly. To make him the player that he is in real life, but I'm not hating it so far. Like, this has actually been really fun. We had a little bit of the heartbreak at the beginning of the season, like the 5-0, well, 5-2, I think, thrashing we got from Brighton was not good. I'll admit that. Getting absolutely blown out by Liverpool, also not great. But we've made some tweaks. We changed our out of possession and in possession to be more attacking minded. But then more defensively solid in that, and upped our press so we can be more like the real life Bournemouth that is doing so well because of their high press. We're playing up over the top. We're playing a good combination of direct and tiki-taka. Hey, if Tommy Elphick wants to go take the Millwall job, I'm not going to stop him, but also I wouldn't want the Millwall job. Okay. We lose at our under-18s match. Enes couldn't get there with Turkey. Turkey lost 1-4 in qualifying to Bulgaria? What in the world? How did they do that? Ryan Christie in Scotland are living the dream. They did better against Portugal, Belarus, than would have been thought, but Enes and Turkey, just an absolute collapse in this game against Bulgaria. Wild. Yeah. Kimito Nano would be really good. Does not fit into our current tactical system, is a pretty big one. He's already joining our team, though. This is the other right back that we signed. Does not, cannot be purchased. Would need to learn the language. Can only play one position. Doesn't have great jumping reach, but he could be great, and so that's why we bought him. When does he join us? He joins us on. That's either February 1st, 2026, if we're going by US American, or if we're going by the rest of the world, the 2nd of January. Elijah Dijkstra would be great. Where is he at? He's at West Brom. That's a good one. Anton Gaye would be great. He's currently at Ajax. Samad Bajdar would be pretty good. Votorgois would be great. Thomas Araújo would be terrific. Incredible. He's definitely not someone we can afford. At Benfica, an insanely good center back. Not good at jumping reach, and he's fine at heading, but he's so fast, and he's got such good passing, tackling, marking. Like, yeah, this is a great center back. Musa Araujo, one to keep an eye on for me. Alex Jimenez did very well against Greece, and Milosevic. Okay, they won against Belgium, or is that Germany? Belgium, I was right. I do know my flags, my vexillology. The Welsh could not overcome the great Kazakhstan giant in World Cup qualifying. There, moving forward. West Ham, not in great form. Leal Bada is their best player. Niklas Fulkrug, their high scorer. But horrendous form from West Ham, which is what we like to see. We got Giovanni Serra. That fills all of our availabilities in our analyst pool. Okay, Giovanni, time for you to learn some English. Jimenez out for 11 to 14 days. It's a good thing that we just got Adam Smith back. Training recap, Alex Scott, consistent 10 out of 10s. Perfect. I don't know why the music stopped, but we got that fixed. James Hill. Ben Gannon took. Cook. Yakite. There. Clivert. Mia Richardson. Nessie. Brooks. Ngalo. Ezunyo. Semenyo. Jordy. Adam Smith. You're doing so good, Adam. You're just 34. And like you have the natural fitness, but you're losing on the pace, you're losing on the strength, your acceleration is going down. The thing is, like, your mentals are going up, your set pieces are going up, and your technicals, for the most part, other than dribbling, are also going up. So, like, also you're somehow getting better at jumping at 34? I don't really get it. Okay, Ryan. Jacob Murphy. Okay. North London Derby. This was a really fun game in real life this past weekend. This North London Derby. Dingo Watara, close to triggering claws. I like that. 10 appearances. West Ham. That's not how that went in real life, but it's still cool that Arsenal continues winning. Do a lot of work following Arsenal, mainly because my cousin and most people in my life here in the U.S. are just unabashed Arsenal fans. Not that that's a problem, but it does mean that I've watched a lot of Arsenal games in the past several years, and so there's a real divide within my family between my cousin, who's really into Arsenal, and then my uncle, who's really into Tottenham. So every North London derby is a little bit more. It hits a little closer to home than most other Premier League fixtures, and this year's definitely left nothing to be desired. It was so electric watching Arsenal just dismantle. As a Portuguese speaker, specifically Brazilian Portuguese, it was also fun to see Richarlison score one of the most incredible goals of the match day, even if it was a goal that ultimately didn't really matter. Still really cool. A lot of Kenny McLean vibes from that Scotland goal. Just because it was so incredible how he beat them out. Just Raya had no chance of getting that from half. And then just like Eze getting the first North London derby hat trick for Arsenal in 47 years. Huge. So cool. It's like impeccable timing from them. But that's why sometimes reality is better than fiction. Jimenez, you have to come out. We don't really have anyone other than Smith. We'll put Smith in. And they want me to put Smith in as the starting lineup, but it's also... right now I have 3 fullbacks that can play. I've got Freeman, who can only play right back. I've got Truffert, who can only play left back. And I've got Adam Smith, who can play both. And so conventional wisdom tells me you put Adam Smith on the bench so that you can replace whichever one could inevitably get injured or have something go wrong. And that's just kind of what you have to do. And so that is what we are going to do. With that, I don't have any issues, I think, with this team, other than, like... Oh, we'll keep Ganondorf on the bench. Ganondorf will inevitably come in off the bench and score a million goals. Especially since Kluivert's still not fully match fit yet, and so this just gives us a way to hopefully get Kluivert more match fitness. Jared Bowen always marked tightly. Go put on a show. Okay. 20 minutes without a highlight is certainly something, but we have turned down highlight frequency. We are dominating this match, though, so I'm not really that concerned. Trying to break down defense. That's a good way to do it. Lewis Cook finds Adrien Truffert out on the wing. Puts it back to Adams. Adams finds Cook, finds Scott, Semenyo. Justin Kluivert. Oh, and it's in! My goodness, Justin Kluivert. Take a bow. Look at that. That's kind of what we needed. It was just someone... This game was just begging for someone to do something. And Kluivert just thundering one home, low and driven past Mads Hermansen. Like, couldn't have happened to a more preferential keeper. I was a huge fan of Mads Hermansen back when he was on Leicester. I do think he was the best player, full stop, on our team last year. Only people really even in contention for that was like Steffi Mavidi. But all in all, it was just a really big bright spot in what was otherwise a pretty disappointing outing back into the Premier League for my Foxes last year. Okay, Semenyo, start cooking people. Lewis Cook drives it. Oh, insane. Antoine Semenyo with another assist. Lewis Cook with absolute worldy from the top of the box. I agree with that commentary. 20-yard blockbuster from Lewis Cook at the top of the box. Finds the top right corner. Hermansen never saw it coming. There's nothing you can do about that. Just an absolute lightning strike out of nowhere. Ooh, full crew got injured at some point. Maybe when Truffert got this yellow card. James Ward-Prowse, always a threat from a corner or a set piece. Jordy Petrovic able to deal with it, though. Evan Nielsen, brave defending from our starting striker to keep that out of the box. Okay, yeah, we at no point have not had the momentum in this match, and I think our 2-0 lead justifies that. Yeah, just keep putting on a show. I see no problem with that. Okay, we're at 70 minutes. Let's make some changes. Tyler Adams. Come out for Richardson. Kluivert. Gannon Doak. Freeman. Adam Smith. Semenyo. Marcus Tavernier. Let's swap Tavernier and Doak. And then let's confirm those changes. Might unfortunately end Ben Gannon Doak's insane run of scoring form, but it's entirely because we didn't put him in. That's on us. Cook finds Doak, though. and a chance to do something with it. Evan Nielsen finds Tavernier. Tavernier, oh, off the post. And Gannon Doak with the follow-up. We spoke too soon. This man is in uncomparable form. Even when we only put him on for the last 20 minutes of the match, somehow Ben Gannon Doak, like a strike of lightning and thunder, the Scotsman comes pouring to be the first one back on that second chance ball off of Tavernier's shot that ricochets off the post and just buries it. Not even our poor managerial skills can keep Ben Gannon Doak from scoring in every match. That makes it currently a goal in the past 5 games for Ben Gannon Doak in a row. Insane form that we find ourselves in here with Ben Gannon Doak. Adam Smith beating his man. Has Gannon Doak on the outlet. Gannon Doak to put it into the box. Vicencio Somerville. Up to Souček. Souček stopped by Amir Richardson. Marcus Tavernier back to Richardson. Finds Scott. Finds Gannon Doak. Gannon Doak with true fair in acres of space. True fair puts it back in the middle. Oh, Tavernier, you gotta do better than that. Okay. Who do we bring in now as our last sub of the game? I think we bring in Krupi. Just to give the young guy some running around room. Right at the end. Tavernier. Puts it into the box. Lewis Cook, first to it. Marco Senesi finds Trufair. Back to Senesi. Trufair. Tavernier, once again, back out wide. Puts it in for Alex Scott. Buries it. A real team effort there. Just working it around the box. Finds the inlet. And Alex Scott just puts it top bins. Like, we go all the way around. Senesi, Trufair, back to Senesi, back to Trufair. Just pinned them all back into the box. The ball over the top, back to Tavernier. And then Alex Scott, just right place, right time. That's perfect. Also going to really help his match rating. He gets 0.8 match rating from his goal, taking up from his 6.3. That's the game. Another Bournemouth outing, another 4-0 dismantling of our opponent. Admittedly floundering West Ham, but... And 5 games in a row for Ben Gannon Doak scoring at least 1 goal. We thought he couldn't do it, and it was entirely our fault, and then what did he do? But he did it. 12 games in, we find ourselves in 5th. We are in officially the Europa League. If the season ended today, which is huge for us. We're only 2 points behind 2nd, and it's a 3-way tie for 2nd between Spurs, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Arsenal at this point, uncatchable. 11 points ahead of us. 9 points ahead of everyone else. What weak position do they think? Play right back? We have so many right backs. In fact, if anything, we need another left back. We don't need to transfer list Bevan. We do... Well, maybe we do. He's not actually ever going to be good. He is loan listed, but also, if we could sell him, honestly, we probably should sell him. Let's transfer list him. transfer offer via transfer room. Offer this player because it gets his admittedly not large wages off for us, which is good because we are currently failing our club objective of wages. We're at 102%, and admittedly that means we need to clear 3 million and we're losing 95,000 from him leaving, but Tyler Adams, high injury risk, so we're going to start rotating our midfield, I think. Why are they recommending Enzo Perez, the 39-year-old DM, to us? Admittedly, his mentals are fantastic, and his technicals are not that bad either. But also, we do not need 39-year-old DMs. Next game is this weekend against Sunderland. That should be a pretty easy win. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Alex Scott making positive development. Tyler Adams in good form. Jeez, I would like that to ever go well once. Brian Broby doing well for Sunderland. Sunderland in our simulation not doing anywhere near as well as they're doing in real life, where they find themselves on 19 points currently after match week 12, which is insane for them. They want us to put Semenyo up front and Gannon Doak in and drop Evan Nielsen, which honestly I'm not really against doing. Sunderland is also one of those where we're going to play a lot of our younger players because they are 18th in the Premier League. They're not doing very great. By all advice. And Gannon Doak. Looking like one of the best players in the world. So we're going to play a pretty rotated squad, I think, against Sunderland, because we can get away with doing that, and I think that's more important than anything else we could be doing. And by rotated, that means that we're going to be playing probably Richardson and Christie as our DMs. I'm going to be probably playing Nagalo and honestly, we would probably play Hill, but I honestly kind of want to play Milovic if we can. Depends on if he already played earlier that day or not. But it allows us to give some players a rest, like Cook and Adams, especially Adams, who's just been absolutely a monster in our midfield this entire time. Chelsea Arsenal. That's a big one for us, because if we win this, we get to go above Chelsea, and Chelsea's probably going to lose to Arsenal. Ooh, Watson nears the end of his contract. David Watson, Kilmarnock star player. The center mid that we think has really good ability. Doesn't have good possessional sense. Only 20 years old, though. Actions. Approach to sign. I'm fine with making you a squad player. Eventually, you could do that if you get an average training rating of 8. Wow, he wants a big jump in pay. He's currently making 92,000 a year, and he wants 1.5 million. Let's cut that back. We do not want to ever give you the 10%. Jeez, David Watson wants so much money. But I do think he's going to be really good, and he seems like our kind of natural Christie replacement, so that we have our 4 midfielders. Also really young and Scottish, and we don't have to pay any money for him. Which is kind of huge. Ben Pearson? Okay, so we're going to do some pretty intense shifting here. Petrovic, you can stay. Diakite, you become Hill. Is Mihailovic... Milicevic, he's not. So, Hill, you actually swap with Senesi. Senesi, you become Nagalo. Christie, you come in for Adams. Cook, you come out for Richardson. And then we'll swap you two. Rufer, we don't have anyone else that can play your position other than Smith and Jimenez, who is still out for 5 more days. You're kind of stuck there. Smith, you're gonna come out for Freeman. Semenyo, you get to be Ben Gannon Doak. Scott, you get to be Brooks. Clivert, you get to be Tavernier. Evan Nielsen, you get to be Whoopi. And then let's that not do what we want to do? It does. Okay. Let's just unpick all of our subs because we have our main players that want to be, and then quick pick unpicked positions only. I don't hate that. It's all of our people that would normally be starters without a backup goalkeeper. So let's drop let's drop Senesi for McKenna. We have a backup goalkeeper on the bench because we know goalkeepers can get hurt. I can see your chat, Marshmallow. Sorry, I just haven't been watching the chat. Thanks. This game is pretty great. I have been really loving it. I don't know if you're still around. Thanks, Marshmallow. It's great having you. This is our last game of the day since I have to hop off after this to start getting ready for some family events for the holiday this weekend, but hopefully you'll enjoy being around with us for our last game. Thanks. We like having you here. You want to keep coming around? If you hit the follow, that would mean a lot for us. It would help you give you the notifications to let you know when we go live more in the future. We do play almost exclusively Football Manager around here, but one of my favorite games, and this is how I'm able to justify letting myself play it. Please do. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of changes between this one and others in the franchise that have been a mix of reviews, but I've been really enjoying it. It's been a bit of a learning curve, but I think we've kind of figured it out. Don't like us losing possession there, though. Dingra, Vector Nildo. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Marshmallow. Oh, Habib Diarra, no. That was not good. Immediate undoing by Sunderland. Jeez. Just didn't even go for that, did you, Hill? Thanks, Marshmallow. Means a lot. Okay, let's try and get this win still. Already gone down. Richardson wins it back, though. There we go. Brooks. Gannon Doak, the unstoppable, continues his scoring streak. Let's go, Gannon Doak. 6 for 6. He's going for Jamie Vardy's record. That's what we were looking for. That's much more what it is. Yes, let's. I don't like that we went down. Let's try and stay ahead. Gannon Doak, though, that's what we're looking for. That one was for you, Marshmallow. Thanks for coming in and following and joining the Jank Drawer. It's been a great time having you. See if we can get this win. Sure, I'd love to see drawings. I think following an artistic passion is really cool. And art is not something that I can do, as evidenced by the... I currently am not on Discord, but you can send it to me through Twitch on Whispers. There we go, Kroopy. Or on any of the social medias that are linked in the bio here on the channel. But yeah, I'd love to see your art. Big art enjoyer. What kind of art do you do? And Gannon Doak, there we go, another one. Cool. My Insta should be linked in the bio. If not, I can drop it in here for sure. Feel free to add. If I get something from you, for sure, I will look at it. Ooh, digital drawings? In what style? Like, what the kind of things do you draw? Okay. I will say the Ben Ganaduk brace going into halftime is pretty huge for us. Let's keep it going. Cool. Awesome. Thanks for the follow. I just got the notification. Man, your art's really good. I like what you got going here. You do really good work, Marshmallow. You should feel you should feel really proud about that. Yeah, feel free to message. I just looked over your profile a little bit, and I really liked what I saw. You're doing some really good stuff. That's really cool. Uh, I would be flattered. I'm not in a position where I could pay for that though, and I wouldn't begin to even ask you to do something like this for free. Uh, because that's not something I believe in. Is expecting artists to do any of their work for free. Uh, I've got a lot of artists in my family, and I appreciate all of the work that people that are definitely more artistically talented than myself can do. But I'm not in the position where I can afford to pay you what I know you're definitely worth. Because just looking over your stuff is really cool, Marshmallow. I appreciate the offer, though. There we go, Semenyo, finally getting into the goals. We love to see it. I mean, yeah, you can suggest something for sure. I appreciate it being minimal charges, but it's still, I'm not in a position where I can spend any money.
Okay. It looks like we got this one pretty well and good and wrapped up. It was a good win. It's a good one for us, boys. Go. Well, I gotta get going. This has been a lot of fun, though. We've made a lot of really good progress. We got some really great wins. The vibes have been immaculate. It's been great talking to you, Marshmallow. Uh, I'd love to keep talking. If you want to reach out through Instagram, we can keep talking there. Uh, I agree about the logo things, but it is very much one of those where I'm dropping off since I have other stuff that I got to do today. So we got to call it here. But I'd love to keep chatting. I don't have any messages from you still on Instagram, but if you want to reach out that way, that can be our point of contact. If not, uh, you'll now that you're following, you'll get another thing when I go live next time, and I look forward to seeing you again. You all have a great one. Stay classy. This has been the Jank Drawer.